welcome. This is the newspaper review on Tap TV, and we're really excited to have you join us on this very beautiful Monday for another episode of the newspaper review, where we, of course, get to analyze headlines across newspapers here on the program. You're welcome. My name is Williams Abule, and with me on the program is Victor Sioko.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, how was your weekend?
Smooth. It was a good one.
Interesting. Yeah. Same as mine. Very cool but rainy weekend, of course. We are in the middle, at the peak of the rainy season. So please mind how you fix dates for wedding these days.
Yeah.
So that you will not be saying it's village triple. It's not village triple. This is its time, and of course we're heading towards the August break sometime pretty soon. So plan. Maybe you should use that window to fix your wedding date. But here on the program we go through headlines. So don't forget to also be a part of this program. Let's hear your comments, and you get your comments and your reactions on the comment section, and also connect with us on this page by following us on our Facebook handles. We're on Facebook as Tap TV, Instagram is Tap TV_NG, and of course Twitter is Tap TV_NG. So connect with us on all of this platform, but also tell us what you think about the headlines we'll be reading or analyzing with you in a very short while. Let's get on to our papers for the day, and we'll begin with This Day newspaper for today, being the 17th of July 2023. And on this day here we have as headline from the beginning, from the top part of the paper here, it says CBN raises tenure limit for banks chief executives to 12 years. New governance code emphasizes gender diversity on company's board, sets cumulative tenure limit of directors of the same bank to 24 years, mandates banks to disclose risk management policies and annual financial statements. Page 5 is where you will get details of that story. We also see here as headline, NNPC upstream plans 40 billion naira barrels reserves by 2030, 6 investment in pipelines network. Page 6 is where you get details of that story. Senate $800 million not loan. It's World Bank support for vulnerable Nigerians. Page 8 is where you get details of that story. Is this the same money we spoke about last week? Okay, now they say it's not a loan. World Bank is supporting Nigeria. And even if that is true, I hope the money will truly become a support for vulnerable Nigerians, as they say it. Yeah, that's what we are saying. We're not against, even if it's a loan, we're not against that. Our concerns as Nigerians and many others is, do we trust them to do the right thing with this money? That's the concern of many Nigerians. So yes, even if it's an intervention fund by the World Bank, is it really going to get to the destination point? All right, let's continue with other headlines still on this day newspaper. We see here, on President's alleged order, Adamu Omishore resign. APC may propose midterm elective convention at NEC. All right, the main headline here reads, Tinubu misinterpreting the law on 25% FCT votes can lead to anarchy. Claims OB articles petitions unfamiliar with electoral law. Says their petitions failed to prove alleged non-compliance. Puts actual votes scored at 8,800. Let me take that figure again. It says 8,800,369 as the figures of votes scored. Page 5 is where you get, details of that story, and that's all the headline will be taking on this day newspaper. So do want to grab a copy of that paper to read up these details as we analyze them here on the program. So Victor, let me come to you with the main headline here about Tinubu's concerns about how the law is interpreting the 25% mark that his party did not meet as votes in the FCT. Now he's saying it will lead to anarchy if that is the reason the tribunal finds to hold him accountable for his win as the president of the country. What's your take on that story?
Okay, first of all, they talk about that if the tribunal would make it
You're moving.
I need to start taking.
Okay.
I just go beg you.
You just start a reaction from the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, I would say that the statement by the president was uncalled for. Okay, using fear to
or some kind of subtle threat. It sounded as though, you know, if this happens, this is is it in the minds of Nigerians?
I wonder. So, but if you also check, yes, the results have been told. He won with a gap of about 800,000 to the PDP. Then the PDP won the Labour with a gap of 700,000. So, but that does not also mean that it is the true reflection of Nigerians. Let's see my personal take here, okay? Not that of TAF TV, my personal take here. Because from the echoes on the street, you find out that most Nigerians were not satisfied with this result. How can you have an election that from 3 candidates, you weren't able to score 50% of the total vote?
Yeah.
In a situation whereby you have about 7.8 million or 0.9, the other candidate 6.7, 6.8, the other candidate 6.1. Meaning that if they had joined forces, they would have beaten you black and blue.
Yeah.
Now coming out to say that, pushing out the anarchy threats or comments to the people does not really make sense. Does not make sense at all. Does not make sense at all. Why do I say that? Because one, the matter is in court, and secondly, the FCT we are talking about, he should also know that it should be disturbing for him as the president that even Asorok voted against you. It should be also, it should be troubling that Lagos State, which you are the Jagaban, you lost, even with the threats. It is there in the public domain. Then what about the River State that you got, which the two of us are in? What happened? So he should not be using threats on the people, but he should paint a leadership figure. He should paint it clear that, see, if it means that he mustn't make any statement, he should withdraw the statement. He should not say anything and allow the court to do its bidding. Now, to the matter of 25%. It is a big issue for the country and I think the judiciary, because there are now issues whether there is supposed to be a comma or whether you should just be and. So the APC or the president is coming in to say through his lawyer, is coming in to say that Abuja, that's the FCT, should be counted as a 37th state and not a special state on its own that will determine who wins the election or not. Okay, but the responses from this statement is something we should not look down on. Nigerians are beginning to react. Okay, even some person in the Labour Party are saying at the end of the day, how many people even voted for you? If they come out with storms, with their weapons, that we are plenty. These are not the discussion we need to hear right now. Okay, at the end of the day, what most Nigerians, and if we are a serious country, we should be focusing on let the rule of the law, let the truth prevail. True. Okay. So somehow persons out there are also saying that the EU's report might be having an impact on what is happening. Okay, that the judges might be pressed by the reaction from the EU, meaning that the world is watching them. Okay, will they be able to do the right thing by interpreting the law properly, or will they go for a particular
bad? All right, I'm just going to say that the president, I expect more from him though, not this. His reaction is for me, it shows as though he's scared. I mean, if you've done the right thing, you don't need to
be scared. You should be scared.
No, if you felt you got into office through the mandate of Nigerians, you shouldn't be scared. It means that you were voted for truly at every level. Then why are you worried? Why throw out comments like this? And besides, the matter is in court, and you put out statements like this that is almost telling the courts that while you're doing your job, while you're doing the right thing, also think of what it will cost you. This thing will cause trouble. So begin to look the other way so that it doesn't cause trouble. I mean, is that how the justice system works?
He should be scared, reason because he has about 10 prayers. The court has about 10 prayers to answer. Okay, be it the drug issue, be it the certificates issue, be it the age issue, be it the FCT issue, be it the BVAS issue, be it the IRED issue. So a whole lot of cases for him to answer, and with just one can nullify the entire result, and we might have a rerun or disqualification. So it should be an issue.
Yeah. So the EU report and the president's reaction to this matter, all of them, I feel they are just media manipulations, and I just hope it really doesn't get to the people, these judges at the tribunal. Let them do what is right for the sake of the country and integrity. I mean, the other parties that have dragged the APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the courts have also put in everything to ensure that they get justice. So please let justice be served. That's what we hope for as Nigerians. But while that is going on, we don't need any confusion or any tense atmosphere. Let's allow them to do their job. That's why the tribunal is there in the first place, where people will not take up these cases by themselves, take laws into their hands. The tribunal is out there to do what is required, and please, at this point in time, we expect that the president should speak with more responsibility at hand, and not what we're getting. All right. We'll move on to our next paper and our next story, and that will be Daily Trust newspaper. And on Daily Trust, the headlines read: Local Content Board to issue policy on in-country manufacturing. Niger PM okay, let me take that again. I beg your pardon. Niger PM Tambawa Baguru in Katsina as Dahiru Mangal's wife is laid to rest. All right. We also see here 70 billion naira for lawmakers, 8,000 naira for 12 million Nigerians. A mispriority. CISLAC speaking, and you find that story on page 6 of Daily Trust newspaper. I will move on to the main headline. It says Adamu resigns as APC chair. Resignation letter sent to Tinubu. Real reasons ruling party's chair quit. I won't talk until president returns. All details of that is on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And lastly, I take this headline at the bottom strip here. It says Forex unification. BDC's record boom in Lagos. Lull in Abuja, Kano. Policy targeted at easing us out. Operators. Dollar closes at 803.9 naira on IME window. Sells at 822 naira at parallel market. Benefits of policy not immediate, experts. All right, the details on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper, but we are going to the main story here on Daily Trust. That is the resignation of the APC chairman, and he says he's not going to say anything until the president comes back from Kenya. What's your take, and why do you think the chairman of the APC is suddenly resigning? I mean, this is really, really unprecedented.
Because the power that be, the Tinubu cabinet does not like him, and it does not favor him.
It looks as though he didn't work for them.
Yeah. We saw what happened. He favored the Adamu. Okay, he even announced that Adamu was the chosen one.
True.
Okay, and it failed on him, and even down to the election itself, he found out that he did not even put in so much energy.
True.
Okay, he was just more like on at the back burner of things.
Yeah.
Then there was now an issue of the monies collected during the election. That's the forms that were sold, the monies that were collected. He couldn't account for those monies. That's from the angle of the APC, from persons from the APC. what then happened? There is this strong allegation on him that he called for an external auditor by himself, not even allowing the national auditor of the party to audit him. Okay, and not even for you to even call an external auditor, you need to consult the NEC, the National Executive Council of the party, to arrange for an external auditor. They will vote in an external auditor to now audit the affairs of the party. But no, he did it all by himself, and that cost so much. And you know, they've been calling plenty monies, 10 billion, 50 billion, all manner of figures that was carted away by him. Okay, not only, what about during the nomination and the selecting of the principal officers of the house? He found out that he was left behind, and that did not also do well. Okay, that means that the party on their own have been seeing him as no,
you cannot be trusted.
Okay, you're not one of us. And there was supposed to be a NEC meeting by tomorrow, but I think that has been halted, and the plan was to sack him on the NEC meeting day, but he had to just call it quits way before the NEC meeting. We're expecting that before the end of this week, that NEC meeting.
Interesting. It looks as though Adamu, you know, went ahead to bite more than he could chew. So that is also fighting against him right now, because I mean, for him to resign, it shows that there was nothing to fight for. He must have really, you know, stocked his cupboard with so much skeleton, and now those things are beginning to come for his head. Well, kudos to him. At least one Nigerian decided to resign without coming out to throw tantrums. Because the usual thing is we hear one person screaming, "I will not resign, I will not leave." But Adamu, for once, that's why I'm saying that it looks as though he has overdone it, and the wise thing for him to do is to just step down without, you know, being called out and embarrassed. All right, so that is for the APC story. We're going to go on a very short break. Once we come back, we take on our last paper for today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey there. Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, welcome back from that break. Thank you so much for watching up to this time. We're still taking the headlines on our newspapers for today, the 17th day in the month of July 2023. And this time around, we're going to the Daily Sun newspaper as we see what the headlines look like there. And on the Daily Sun here, we see as headline, APC confusion over Adamu Omishore's fate. Page 8 is where you get details of the story. Plan to buy 40 billion naira SUVs splits NAS. Lawmakers kick against purchase of foreign-made, insist on innocent other locally assembled vehicles. Falana, Syrup tackle principal officers over move to spend 110 billion naira on bulletproof SUVs. 70 billion naira for repairs, furniture, not for members. Senate speaking. All right, details of that story is on page 6 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Also, we see as headline here, Enugu Guba Abga candidate Nweke Jr. withdraws suit against Mba. Page 8 is where you get details of that story. Just below that, we see, I suffered worse personality attacks, assaults in Osun's political history, says governor. Page 26 is where you get details. Also, we see female lawyer orders nabbed with tons of illicit drugs as NDLEA intercepts 116.5 kg Colorado from Canada. That is on page 5 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Why locally produced petrol will be expensive, crude refiners. Detail is on page 21 of Daily Sun. And at the bottom strip here, we see past plundering exploitation of Africa must never repeat itself. Tinubu, page 27 is where details of that story is. All right. I'm sure Tinubu is making that comment from the AU conference holding in Kenya. All right. Remember, Adamu says he's waiting for him to come back for them to resolve or for him to speak or tell us his own side of all the drama. All right, let's take the main headline here. The plan of the National Assembly to spend 40 billion naira on SUVs. And this has, elicited a lot of reactions among Nigerians, considering the fact that just last week we heard them approving 8,000 naira for how many million homes? 12 million, just 12 million homes. Let's even still assume that the Nigerian population is still at 200 million, which we know it has gone way above that number. But let's just still say that it's 200 million, but they're just going to attend to 12 million families. And then, families. And then again, there's a whole lot of inflation in the system. That is, Nigerians are crying every day. But you see these guys at the National Assembly, it looks as though they are not in Nigeria. It looks as though they don't care. They seem to me as highly insensitive to the plight of many Nigerians that have been, forced into poverty line with the inflation rate and the increasing, government policies that are so unfriendly. Recently, here we are, they're asking for 40 billion naira for SUVs. We also see they move to spend 110 billion on bulletproof SUVs. Mr. Victor Biko, are these guys the president? This is troubling. I don't know how to put it. I'm just trying to make it look mild, but I'm sure a lot of Nigerians are in bewilderment. Like, what are they doing? This is the same National Assembly that, SERAP and some other human rights organizations have said, can you, as a National Assembly, cut down the cost of, maintenance for the House? But here we are, every day they have plans to increase, the expenses they have to make. What's your reaction to all of this?
Okay, so now my issues with this 40 billion that they are going to get, aside the 70 billion that they have said that it's not for them to just spend, that is for their furniture and for them to do their work with ease. Okay, no, you and I, Nigerians, we don't want to do our work with ease, right?
So we are meant to be in the gutters.
So, but there is something striking that happened. An APC chieftain called himself an APC chieftain, Mr. Jibril, that why are Nigerians and SERAP, SERAP have told them within 7 days that they should cancel all this their plan of 40 billion.
If not, they will drag them to court.
Yes. And the APC chieftain, said that don't SERAP know that our lawmakers needs to be protected, that they need to be in vehicles that these kidnappers and bandits will not get to. Imagine a house whereby they are afraid of being kidnapped. They cannot do their job because of kidnappers. How will the country run?
I put me right now. I want to ask you, why should they be protected in bulletproof SUVs if they are really, because their role is more like a representative of the people. It's like, from this where we are now, we sent you to go and represent us. Then you start to drive a bulletproof vehicle for avoiding attacks from us, your people. So if you are truly representing us well in the House, why are you protecting yourself against us? Are we not supposed to be protecting you from harm? Because you are truly representing us. You are us. We are you.
No, they are trying to tell you that just like you send an army, a military officer to
war front,
you need to give him a gun.
Okay.
So they need that car to function. But I need to also say this. These are the same lawmakers that during campaign they were telling us that they want to serve Nigerians.
They even went to some people's house and swallowed Gary with them.
Okay.
They even used that carrot to
They are
snap
not
picture.
telling us that service that they want to serve, that they want to serve us, but you must give me this card to serve you. That is what is happening. You must give me this furniture before I serve you.
And you know that some people in their constituency members don't even know what they look like for the 4 years that they're going to be in these offices. So, for Christ's sake, so while you're not really of impact as a lawmaker to your people, can you also ease the pain when it comes? Because all of these things are adding more strain on our economy, on our, running of government every day. And I don't see the reason for this expensive rate.
Can I shock you now? We are all talking about APC, PDP. What about the Labour Party people? What are the lawmakers saying?
No, Victor. They
Mr.
joined
Wule,
from the beginning.
What are they saying?
Didn't you see that induction?
The lawmakers from Labour Party, what are they saying
Victor,
right
wait,
now?
Now let's go back to
so
this
they
lawmakers.
want to eat this 40 billion and the 70 billion
now,
too.
Victor, wait. Now let's go back to the induction time when they were inducting these lawmakers. This new, is it 10th or 11th assembly? 10th assembly. Remember the lawmaker from the Labour Party somewhere in the east here was bragging, say that the president is in fact Baba. He couldn't believe that the president. What did he think was making him talk that way? It's because they have showed him that Baba there are bags of money here. So he's excited. He's excited at this new level. He's going to be a rich man. If he was an Okada rider before he got there, he will never come out of there the same again.
Is not talking again.
How can they talk? We don't even know what it looks like. If you see that man down the line in a few months, and you will not recognize him again. And he will never be able to speak for the people again. Because in that, it's a cabal. I mean, look at how they are openly deceiving us with the way they are moving monies here and there, tagging it with illegal names here and there, maintenance, this SUV money, blah, blah, blah. Some are saying we should deal with innocent. Some say, no, innocent, Nigerian make. Let's go to foreign make, BMW. Those type to protect us well from them. My worry is these same people are the people that you are supposed to be protecting. But yet, you want to protect yourself from them. It means you're not doing the right thing. If you are the man of the people as a politician, you should be fearless. Look at Governor Zulum of Borno State. He's fearless. He works almost without aids. He goes to the farm with his people. That is what we're talking about. That's a good example of a leader that is not afraid because he's actually representing the people for the people. Like he's there because of the people. He's serving. He's ready to, scrape the ground for his own people. How many times has he been almost attacked? And people from everywhere came to, aid his safety. So what are we talking about? It is doable. But we find out that these politicians are only there for themselves. So they make laws every day, every now and then. They make laws to add to the blocks that will protect them, from either the judiciary or the people. So now again, we have a new, National Assembly. So of course they will change their vehicles, change their wardrobes, give them accommodation here and there. But that's not enough. They want it to be top notch, not minding the cost of doing so. And it's quite worrisome. It's quite worrisome for Nigeria that is coming out of a place that is not really good. And we are hoping that this new government will help to restore that lost glory. Help us to also have the headway in terms of our economy. Get us out of this high level of inflation. But no, politicians have already started. Barely 5 months into government, they are already, about themselves, as has always been. So,
and we are not even talking about the judiciary that was also awarded 30 billion naira. Nobody's even talking about that.
So you see, right before our eyes, settlement of every, institution is already taking place. So it was quite worrisome. All right, that's all the story we'll be taking today on the Newspaper Review. We want to thank you so much for watching and staying right here on Top TV. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on the subscribe button. Turn on the notification because it helps you get notified when next we post a new episode of this program and every other program we have here on Top TV. Victor, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Until next time we come your way again. Thank you for watching. See you soon.